Hi, welcome back, everybody. Are you hungry tonight?
You won't be after this.
Yeah, I mean, we're eating Pokemon, but not in the fun way.
I made that joke last time, Avery.
But we're gonna keep making it every episode.
I will make clear, audience.
The
I
low
didn't
hanging
know
fruit.
that.
Goddamn, we're gonna take it.
I didn't know that we just share a brain cell. It would seem.
I'm War Master 101.
I'm serious.
Yeah. And then returning to us all the time because they're kind of main staples at this point. It's Avery and Beth. Say hi, Avery and Beth.
Ooh,
Hi, I'm Avery and Beth.
Yeah, my idea for Magic the Gathering Smash or Pass got turned down, so I'm kidding now.
You know how many
Oh,
cards?
we could do the
Smash, share a
Planeswalkers.
parrot, smash, share a parrot, smash, share a parrot.
We could do the Planeswalkers. That would be a much shorter list.
Yeah, well, because most of them are conventionally attractive.
I saw a thing where it was like ranking planeswalkers by how likely they would be to let me lend me their car. And it
Yeah.
was just,
Last episode, I keep forgetting things. Last episode,
Last Dragon Ball Z.
last time we ranked the Kanto Pokemon. And now we're here.
Yeah.
About to rank the Johto
So
Pokemon.
before we start, because I've had this list open since last recording, I've been wanting to ask, the two Palladian Tauros that are additional type other than fighting, would you be interested in moving them up to delicacy since they are fancier beef?
sure.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
Sure.
Because, you have water Tauros, that would be incredibly juicy.
Fire Tauros
Yeah,
would be
What
spicy.
if it tastes like water buffalo?
Okay, what does that taste like, Stag?
So it's surprising. So it's sort of like bison, but there's like more. It's like more fat, less muscle, a little bit, and it's pretty good.
Hey, what did the buffalo say to its kid before it went to go get cigarettes? Bye, son.
I hate you.
Holy shit. But yeah, these were our choices for last time.
Okay.
And now we're moving to Johto.
Yeah.
Pokemon Johto.
Okay, ready to start.
The
The smallest
greatest radish.
Pokedex,
Goes in
I
delicious.
believe.
Well, Chikorita, Bayleaf, and Megadium, they're already Bayleaf's already pre-seasoned. They're basically pear Brontosaurus. They're probably at least delicious. I've seen the picture online of how to cut and serve Chikorita.
Now, here's my thing. I hate pears, so...
I thought it was
Okay,
a radish.
Doctor Who.
What did you think, Chris?
I thought it was a radish.
I mean, it's not anything.
I think that's more...
It's a plant
That's
bulb.
oddish. No.
No, Oddish is
Uh,
a...
Oddish is a mandrake.
Yes, which is a kind of root vegetable related to radishes and beets.
It's a flowering plant. That's what Chikorita is.
Technically,
Looking at it
so
right
is oddish.
Look, I
Well,
think...
yes, but that's not what I'm talking about.
I think
See,
Oddish... Oh, I almost said Oddish.
I also don't know
Oddish is just a bulb.
Okay.
I think Chikorita would be delicious. Oh yeah, here it is. Appearance also alludes to that of a pear or a Belgian endive.
What the hell's an endive?
I mean, yes, but I need you to understand. Yes, that's probably right, but don't take Bulbapedia's origins and name origins as actual truth.
Endive
They
is a
reach
leafy
super hard for a
vegetable.
lot of us.
Oh dang. Okay. Yeah, endive is a not root vegetable.
It's a leafy vegetable.
Yeah, Kind of a. I almost said Brazilian nut squash. I don't know why.
As you think about nuts and
Damn.
squashing them. Okay, so we've got the Cyndaquil family, which are like
They're-
echidnas and badgers.
They're kind of, yeah, like,
Before we decide on where these guys go, I feel like Hisuian Typhlosion would get you high if you ate it.
Oh, it would show you the souls of your dead ancestors looking down at you disapprovingly.
Damn.
You'd like see into the afterlife like Black Panther.
What the fuck?
Okay, Steg, you'd know about, I don't know,
How-
badgers and echidnas.
Okay, so if we're going off of Cyndaquil being an echidna, I've never eaten one because they're only native to Australia and New Guinea. But
Oh.
from intensive purposes, from what I've read, they taste kind of like a gamier bird,
Mm-hmm.
sort of.
I'm thinking
It
all
tastes
right
less
for
like
even
normal
though I
food.
imagine they're a bitch to prepare, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to
Well, I
work.
guess maybe it's not too much more complicated than removing all the feathers from a chicken.
You also have to
Yeah,
get.
I mean, except feathers don't stab you, I guess.
You also have to get rid of that 8-headed Piornis that the
Well, some
echidna
do.
has.
Forehead
Some
penis.
feathers
Oh,
are
4-headed.
barbed.
Come again?
Yeah.
Anyway.
No. I mean, I never mind.
We're not talking about
I'm thinking
hedgehog
all
dicks
right.
right now. We're not talking about
Thinking
echidna
about all
dicks.
right.
Okay, we're fine. So, I think this would be all right. Typhlosion's kind of a mix because it'd be like more meat, but it's more of a badger, so it's going to be like more gamey
Mm-hmm.
and more fatty. So,
Also all right.
Yeah.
We feel like Hisui and Typhlosion would be any different.
It's a ghost type, right?
Yeah, it's a ghost type. It's also
Yes, but that doesn't mean it's dead. That does not mean it's dead.
Oh
That's
no!
not what I was
Yeah,
going to say.
I
I was just making sure it wasn't like poison type or something.
Yeah, I'm also looking at it, and it looks leaner than your traditional Typhlosion, so maybe the meat would be leaner too.
Maybe.
Awesome.
I think it'd be on. I think it'd be on par. You just have to cook it differently.
Yeah. I also still
All
think it
right,
would
we've got
get
the
me high.
crocodile line, so crocodile and alligator.
These are delicious.
These are delicious.
Yeah. Yeah.
You fry
I
them
mean,
up.
Of a Chevrolet gator.
Gator is just swamp chicken.
I think for alligator maybe should be delicacy.
Yeah.
It's a lot more meat, and it's a lot bigger. And
Okay, we've got centret and ferret, which are like what centret is. I think it's some sort of like weird groundhog or something.
I thought Centris was vaguely based off of like a raccoon ringtail.
Yeah, I think these would pretty much
Cat
be
parrots.
on par with the Typhlosion line, I would think.
Do
Yeah.
you know anything about eating ferret, Steg?
I've never eaten a ferret. I've eaten squirrels.
Ferrets
It's kind of
are
chewy.
really stinky, if that affects any.
Seem like these would be all right. Owl. You'll want some owl.
So I've never eaten owl, but from people I've talked to who have eaten owl is notoriously not great.
I think it's because a lot of meats of carnivores just don't really taste good generally.
Well, it also has to do with like how things. Yeah.
Are we thinking tentative or efforted? Because I guess it depends on how much meat you think they have on them.
I think tentative.
Right, that's
Yeah.
Because there was here's a story about if I remember correctly, there was a club was it Oxford, England, called the Gluttony Club.
I think it was Cambridge, but yeah.
Hang on, I'll Google real fast. Gluttony.
It was at the university that Charles Dickens attended, but I don't remember.
Yeah, so it was Charles Darwin formed something called the Glutton Club. And my oven's going off, so I'll finish the story. Basically, they ate multiple things, including like turtles and various like mammals. Their club disbanded after they ate an old brown owl that was so terrible they decided not to do it anymore.
Damn.
Oh.
I'll be right back.
All right.
Yep. Do you want to pause the recording?
Yeah. Next Pokemon.
Well, continuing off of that owl story,
Oh yeah.
y'all know what the tick is, the cartoon show and TV show?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the Amazon TV show, there's like Eastern European, like a fake Eastern European type of country called, it's like Uraman or something, where they serve face, and one of the things they have is owl face. It's a face sandwich.
Interesting.
God damn.
Okay. The next Pokemon are Ladybug and Lady-N, which I'm pretty sure are inedible because they're ladybugs.
So ladybugs aren't strictly
God damn it.
speaking poisonous.
They just taste real bad.
They are irritating and very bitter. So efforted.
I'd say inedible.
That sounds inedible to me.
Because they literally make birds throw up when they eat them.
Yeah.
But there are mammals that eat ladybugs though, and bugs. Not bugs. Well, there are bugs that eat ladybugs. There are frogs that eat ladybugs.
Yeah, but they're specially adapted.
Are you a frog? You're a frog, Stig?
Are we all frogs?
I mean, we are all tetrapods.
Chemicals made me gay, so yeah, I'm a frog.
Spiders, poisonous spiders.
So, on one hand, these are poisonous. On the other hand, people do eat spiders.
Yeah, that's the thing, is spider flesh tends to not be toxic.
Because one of those things where you remove the venom glands.
I would
like,
say,
as someone who's had tarantula before. Okay, so here's the thing on bugs, and this may just be a niche fucking American. There's all of these lollipops you find at like weird curio stores where it's like spiders and scorpions inside lollipops. Those are terrible because you don't want to make, because they basically just put a steamed arachnid or bug in a lollipop.
Could they put a steamed ham in there?
That's not how you want to eat. That's not how you really want to eat like an invertebrate. When it comes to like tarantulas, usually grill them or fry them, and in my experience, they taste sort of like crab, but earthier. They're not like earthy, but they're like
they are land crabs.
They're basically, yeah.
Now, the closest thing I've eaten to a spider is a scorpion soaked in absinthe, so...
Avery!
The closest thing I've eaten to a spider is the 20 spiders I eat a year in my sleep.
That's a myth.
Anyway, I would say efforted, because like it would take a lot to
prepare.
I think
efforted.
Okay, next is Crobat, which would just go in the same category as Golbat. Where did we put that?
Inefforted.
Yep, tentative.
Oh, tentative? Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, on the account of the rabies. Also, you're eating somebody that you have max friendship with. Like how can you do that, you monster?
I mean, you can just catch them in the wild. Chinchou and Lantern, so they're anglerfish.
The anglerfish, but they're also electric rays or electric eels.
So I've never eaten deep sea fish really because I don't live near the coast. I think Chinchou is going to probably be less good tasting than Lantern, in my opinion. But I think they're both edible. So I think Chinchou is
Chinchou.
Yeah, Chinchu, let's go tentative.
Chinchilla.
And then, I don't know if we want to put Lantern and Delicious.
I think it would make good soup.
I think it would go in all right. We have all right.
Good soup.
Yeah, let's go with alright.
Yeah, because I guess Chin Chow is mostly bad.
Yeah. Which you can eat fish heads.
Okay, so a lot of these are just baby Pokemon of things that we already have, so Pichu would go close to in the same category as Pichu, your Pikachu. It's
Yeah.
alright.
Also known as Pikachu Veal.
Hey, Ray.
He's not wrong.
I know he's not wrong, but I don't want to think about it.
I do. I think about it a lot. Cleffa would go in alright with Clefairy.
Igglybuff is a Machi Ball.
A Machi
Yeah, it
Ball?
goes in Efforted. Okay, Togepi. It's an egg. I feel like this would go into...
Igglybuff would go higher.
No, Igglybuff has the same anatomy as Jigglypuff and Wigglytuff, except smaller. There'd be even less meat on
You
it.
just pop it in your mouth.
But
like a
it has,
marshmallow.
weird balloon anatomy. We established this last episode.
Come on, you can just pop it in your mouth. Okay,
the
Okay,
thing is-
it's bigger than your head. You can't just pop it in your mouth.
I
And
can
also,
unhinge.
Togepi's not really an egg. It's in an eggshell.
So
Well, yes, but it's soft and fleshy.
Yeah, it would be like eating a soft-boiled egg.
I have to imagine this would go in delicious, if not all right.
I think
If
it's
not
I think
delicacy for fucked up
Togepi
reasons.
would be more delicious than Togetic.
Yes, let's go with that. Right, we have Natu and Xatu. I feel like Natu would go in a lower category than Xatu simply because it is ahead.
Yeah. I've ate songbirds before. They're not that great.
Because they're mostly bones.
No,
Yeah.
Natu is the one that you drown in the cognac and you have to wear a veil over your head while you eat it because it's psychic.
No, you bring it back with bird CPR.
Fun fact, if you break a bird's wing and have the bird bone sticking out of the wing, and then you try and drown it, the bird will not drown.
What?
Because
What?
they can breathe through their bones, because all of their bones, or vast majority of the bones, are connected to their central respiratory system.
I feel it in my bones enough to make my system low.
Chris, how do you know this?
Because,
It's just basic bird anatomy.
yeah.
I don't know basic bird anatomy. I'm not an animal fact guy.
Go back to basic bird school. Basic birch. Okay, so how's this?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Either way, I think you're going to be cursed forever if you eat Natu.
It's also why you would have a really hard time drowning a turtle, because they can kind of breathe through their skin. You can drown a
Fire for
turtle,
Metal Gear Solid.
but it depends on how much the water chemistry is.
Okay, so now we're up to the sheep. So how many of these sheep are we putting in delicious and how many are we putting in delicacy?
Probably the first two in delicacy because they're the most sheep-like.
And then Amphiroses would be a bit like eating an older sheep, so I think probably still pretty good.
Yeah,
So
Marie.
maybe to delicacy and then delicious for...
Yeah, the first two are delicacies, then Ampharos is delicious.
Yeah. Mareep and Flaffy are delicacies because they're lamb, but then Ampharos is mutton. So yeah.
Okay, bellossom, which is like a tropical plant.
It's a summer salad, delicious.
Flowers tend to not actually taste that good.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be... Okay, so here's something you need to understand. You see the leaves on bellossom on its skirt?
Yes.
Those aren't actually... There's nothing under there. Those are all its legs.
Oh, I did
so
not need to
they'd be
know
sort
that.
of like eating artichokes then.
So yeah, kind of.
I
So
didn't.
Okay,
what do you think?
I
All
think they're
right.
at least all right then.
Yeah, I think delicious.
Well,
Actually, I think it'd be like a sweet artichoke.
yeah, you wouldn't be eating the flowers; you'd be eating everything else.
I didn't need to know that that's all its legs.
Yeah, you've never seen the underside of the 3D model of bellossom.
No, because I'm not a pervert.
Uh,
I'm kidding. I'm being a shithead.
What if the bellossom was male?
Then it has a big floppy walk. No, I'm kidding. I'm Meryl. Meryl looks blubbery.
Yeah, so they're like mouse and rabbit, but they'd be like really fatty mouse and rabbit.
It should be
Like
like a
fatty
big
roast.
fat rabbit that you'd probably want to like slow cook.
Can I be
I
honest?
What do we want to put together?
I think they'd be good.
a stewed rabbit is a delicacy. I don't care what anyone says.
I would say like Meryl would go like below the Azumarill though.
If I may, I would put it in the same tier as Pikachu and Raichu because, if I remember correctly, Meryl was made to be like a replacement for Pikachu and Johto. That's just my
No. Yeah, everybody. That is like a 2000s ass rumor from before from when we
That's
sound like gaming
some
magazines.
that's some peekaboo
Damn.
bollocks.
Okay. Here's the thing to understand: every generation has like a Pikachu clone or Pikachu replacement or whatever. You know what came out in Gen 2? Pichu.
Yeah,
Damn, but
Yeah.
I heard this fact from John Game Freak himself.
What if his name was John Freak?
That's
Game
why I
John
wanted to
Freak.
see my ass. I'm kidding now.
Okay, so do we want to put Azumarill in delicious or alright?
I say delicious.
I think delicious. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it
I
would
wonder
scream
how
a lot.
you'd use the oil in their tails and their tail bulbs.
To fry the
I
rest of
doubt it would be an edible oil.
Okay,
That's what he says anyway.
Pseudo Wudo is literally made of rock,
Yeah.
so
Inedible.
inedible.
Chris, I swear to
Hey,
God,
shut up!
if you-
Hey, shut up! Hey, I knew you were gonna do this. Shut up!
I
I
swear.
think you could probably eat them.
Explain how in excruciating detail.
Oh, well, you can eat some rocks, and you grind it up and make it into rock soup.
Unironically, what they do in a lot of cases, they'll do something where they'll have like something called a soup stone, which is a stone that's high in like minerals and like trace elements that you kind of like need for your body chemistry, and you put that in a soup.
Mm-hmm.
And like you put it in a water and then you stew it for a couple hours and it like brings out a lot of like the trace minerals of it, and then you add in like your other stuff to make it into more of a broth, and it actually adds a lot of like vitamins.
You're still not eating the rock.
Yeah.
You are,
You see-
because the
yeah,
rock
you
gets
see-
smaller over time.
Because I've had this tab open ever since we filmed the last episode, I've been looking at Sudowoodo knowing Steg's gonna actually us about this. The entire
Plus,
time I've been
it's-
thinking that.
It's based off of petrified wood.
Damn.
Okay, Polytoad goes in delicacy.
Delicacy.
Rotten
Frogs,
eggs.
frogs are delicious.
Okay, so we've got the 3 dandelion Pokemon, which I know are going to be at least edible.
Yeah,
Okay,
Dan.
so my
it's on-
thing is, I think Hop Hop and is it Jump Luff
Yep.
the middle one?
Jump off the end
Skip
one.
Bloom
It's
and Jump Bluff.
Alright,
Hop, skip, and
Skip
jump.
Loom. I confuse what order they are, but okay. So Hop Up and Skip Loom are probably good. I think Jump Bluff has those cotton sport type deals on it that would make it taste worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gives
So
me
would
the
it-
same
would it be-
energy as if like. You guys remember that meme of the guy biting into a fucking cattail like it's a hot dog and then just
Yeah.
exploding?
Bye.
That would happen if you tried to eat it. Yeah, that's what would happen if you tried to. You have to remove those puff balls and be careful to not have them explode. Like,
Okay, do we want that to be an efforted or tentative?
tentative.
Tentative.
Because I think the main body you could probably eat, but it's like you have to make sure that you don't set off the bomb of seeds.
Okay, we've got monkey again. Where do we put the other monkey?
Now here's the thing, though, right? Eating primates is actually kind of dangerous.
Yeah.
Oh,
As long as you stay away from the brain, you should be fine.
So
In general, it is just because when you eat species closely related, the chances of diseases that we don't normally get, jumping species, increases quite a lot.
we have Mankey. We have Mankey and Primate Pat. All right.
I was gonna say that is true. I guess we can. The best is calling out for well actuallying it, but APOM is very much based off of a key, so they're less closely related to us than something like Primate would be.
They're still more closely related than I'm comfortable with personally. But
we also have Machop, Machamp, and Machokian. All right.
Yeah.
I would say for APOM.
Should we move those Should we move all of those down a category for the sake of putting APOM in with them?
No. I think we put APOM with them and we keep them in all right.
Yeah.
I think all right works for him.
I was thinking about bumping APOM up to whatever's above all right because he looks soft and supple and easy to eat. Yeah, and delicious, yeah.
Oh.
Well, he does swing around a lot more than the others do, so I think that actually means that the meat is much more leaner. Yeah.
He only swings around with his tail, though. I'm eating his actual body.
Meat his ass.
Yeah.
Nick, his tail is like the size of his head. By not eating the tail, you're wasting a considerable amount of meat.
The monkey's fist! Monkey! Okay, we got Sunkern and Sunflora, which are
Sunflower is literally a sunflower seed and a sunflower.
This is delicacy. This is fucking amazing. It's a giant sunflower seed.
I'm pretty sure if you can buy it in a gas station, it's not a delicacy.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you go to like Ireland, you can buy lamb at a gas station.
I mean, you can buy lamb at a gas station here.
Okay,
Yeah.
So how edible would the rest of the sunflower be?
Pretty edible, actually.
Yeah. Most of a sunflower is edible.
Yeah.
The stem's a bit
all right or delicious.
Delicious, honestly.
The stem you kind of want to boil.
Either you don't eat the stem or you boil the hell out of it.
Yeah.
And then you
Dragonfly.
Oh.
I have not eaten dragonfly.
Wow, what a surprise. I'm kidding. No, I'm making sure.
People in Asia do eat dragonflies, so they are edible.
You want to put them in all right?
Yeah.
Apparently it tastes sort of like a soft shell crab, but much like less flavorful.
Okay, awesome. I'll just eat a soft shell crab then.
Because this is the thing, right? Is we all know this, but the general public does not like to accept that crabs, lobsters, and shrimps are just sea bugs.
They're wet bugs. Yeah.
And I guess this is like a dragonfly the size of your arm, so there's probably a decent amount of meat on there.
So it's actually probably closer to a lobster because of how big it is.
Man. I don't know. A lot of lobster gets their flavor because lobsters don't tend to move around a lot.
I don't know. Have you seen that one crab rave? Those fuckers are moving.
Okay,
no more singing unless you actually know the tune.
I don't know the tune. I'm sorry.
Whooper.
Salamanders.
One of them is poisonous. Yeah, I would say the poisonous one we should probably put in.
Hospital.
I was gonna say
Either hospital
I mean,
or efforted,
it's
because we
literally a
have
skull and
other poison types.
crossbones. Yeah, inedible.
And also, it's like canonically covered in like retractable spikes.
Damn, just
No,
opposites.
that's Clodsire.
Still.
Alright. So Whooper and Quagsire, I've never eaten salamander. I've heard it tastes sort of like frog, but like fattier.
I mean, if it's similar to frog, it'd probably go in the same tier in my eyes.
Hey, Stig, have you ever eaten an axolotl? The incredibly endangered axolotl?
No, but people do farm them and eat them
Oh,
because they're
They
endangered
have
in the wild, but they're actually very numerous in captivity.
oh yeah, the pet trades kind of
Okay.
increase their survivability.
Yeah, in a weird way, the pet traders kind of save the axolotl in a weird way.
So from looking
what
it
we
up,
do, we need to dump a bunch of axolotls into the Everglades where all the washed out fish go. In
there
Florida.
are axolotls in the Everglades.
The thing is, they don't do as well in the Everglades because they
It's
need
too hot.
really clean water.
It's also too
They
hot
don't
for
do
them.
well in the Everglades because there's too many gators and snakes and giant fish.
Also, they directly also in like at least in the United States and probably Canada as well, they would compete with the tiger salamander, which its larval stage is they're called mud puppies. They're basically axolotls, except for they have the unique thing of they actually grow up into a salamander.
Yeah, because what axolotls are literally just salamanders that don't quite leave the
Yeah, they're neotenic.
yeah the neotenic. Yeah.
So, all right.
So from what I looked up, salamanders taste like a mix between frog and pork.
I mean, that sounds pretty good to me.
So
We'll
yeah, put
put-
them up by the frogs, I guess.
I'll put them at delicious. I don't think they'd be delicacy.
Okay.
Okay, so next is more foxes. Let's see, where did we put the other ones?
Thing, I
They're
think,
Espeon and Umbreon.
thing is, foxes, from what I understand, don't taste very good because just the meat's quite high in ammonia.
Well, you do with
yeah.
what you do with every ammonia thing, which is you wash it with vinegar first.
Yeah, we
But I
did
think
put
that,
the
but I
other.
think
We
that
did.
brings it down because that's like extra effort to make it edible.
Yeah.
It's not quite, but it. Because we put both Vulpix at delicious, and where did we put Eevee?
We put
And
them into
we put Eevee and Vaporeon at delicious.
and then we put the other ones into all right.
Yeah, so do we think Espeon and Umbreon would be delicious or all right?
Even though Umbreon is canonically poisonous.
Really?
It is.
It
Yeah,
can. It's weird.
If you look
So,
at like
yeah,
the
there's-
Gen 2 Pokedex,
Yeah,
it,
it occasionally mentions, oh yeah, it can sweat poison for no real reason because, yeah, sure, it can learn Toxic. Like, half the fucking Pokedex used to be able to learn Toxic. You're not special.
Well,
yeah, they still specifically mention that it can sweat poison, which means that poison comes somewhere, which means that poison
Poisonous doesn't make it a deal breaker because you can eat poisonous things if you prepare them right.
well, here's the thing. What would
And in that case, Espeon goes for the rest and put Umbreon a bit lower.
Yeah,
Because
maybe.
extra
Alright.
effort.
what do you think being a dark type would do to their meat? Because we've kind of talked about like fire
Being
types
evil.
having being evil.
No, it'd just be dark meat. All of it would be dark meat, no light meat.
Thank you, Avery.
Like those all black chickens.
Okay, Murkrow.
Is this what hell is? Okay.
Crow.
So crow tends to get a lot of people think crow tastes terrible because they don't prepare it properly. They try and cook it like chicken. Don't try and cook it like chicken. It kind of tastes, in my opinion, sort of like a mild duck or like a more flavorful dove or pigeon.
Yeah, I think the only problem with Murkrow is there probably is not a whole lot of meat on it.
Like Honchkrow definitely has meat for you, but yeah,
Yeah.
Murkrow not so much.
And it-
I don't know where I want to put it.
So I'd say like
and it-
tentative.
Tootherness.
Okay, Slowking would probably go up with Slowpoke and Slowbro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
apparently
the
the
other one-
tails are delicious.
I don't know.
Apparently.
Can we downgrade it a little bit because it's a little bit more sentient and it would probably.
I'm
screw it.
low-key
Oh,
honestly surprised that there was never a third stage evolution for Slowpoke or for Slowbro or Slowking where they just add another shelter.
Yeah, and also basically all Pokemon are sentient. It's a bit
Yeah.
late to get into
This one can
Oh.
talk.
We've ate Mewtwo.
I don't remember
So
doing
there's
that.
Alakazam, one of the smartest Pokemon in existence that can easily communicate telepathically. We didn't rate it very high.
We ate Mewtwo, and Mewtwo might be part human. So
Mew is a delicacy because that sounds like something that sounds like it'll be funny.
we can't go into this because we've already committed.
Like, you should have brought this up at the very beginning. Or
no,
you don't bring it up
It's like
at all.
it's like you're like, I don't want to go to the Marianas.
I wouldn't even be suggesting going down to the Marianas Trench. That place fucking sucks, Becky.
Rain Gang.
Miss Maggie, yes.
Mischievous.
Okay.
I think isn't really fully corporeal. It's a pure ghost type.
Yeah, that's probably in it.
I think it's efforted. I think you could eat it.
What
If you try.
There's nothing there, but
It
the
can
most solid thing
phase
about it is
through
Jim.
wood.
It's necklace. It's necklace. You could eat the necklace.
It's like obviously not all ghost Pokemon aren't literally ghosts, so I'm not getting into that. But like, there's nothing there, but it's like ghost and hair and
Yeah,
gem.
It's a pure ghost type. There's nothing else there.
I think with ghosts in the Pokemon world, I think you could eat them. You would just have to like put in effort in order to like capture their essence, and then use that
Ghost
to
Soul is
like.
mine.
Or.
Okay, this is my way of approaching this is we should know have if we're doing all things logical, we should have no idea how to make Jello. But we do in real life. And you know how insanely complicated it is to make Jello, and yet it's a regular thing that we can regularly get all the fucking time now. I think in the Pokemon world, if people were eating Pokemon to the scale that we're ranking this, ghosts would be similar to Jello. They would have found a way to eat ghosts.
a soul.
Okay.
Who says you can't?
Or ghost Pokemon haunt graveyards a whole lot. What if you go to one of the graves and that belongs to the ghost Pokemon haunting the graveyard, and you eat the body?
You just be eating somebody's corpse, dude.
But
that's
but it would be the corpse.
that wouldn't even be related to the Pokemon.
Chris, you agree with me, right? We should eat corpses.
Okay,
This is getting into
Shall
molecular
we?
astronomy.
Shall
Like,
we?
oh, you're eating a pocket of air.
there's flavored air things.
Shall we? Please just move. Leave it inedible and please let's just move on.
No,
Okay,
I
what
want
do you
to
think
keep
Unknown
arguing.
is
Here
made out
forever.
of? What do you think Unknown is made out of?
Alphabet soup.
Yeah, you just get a bunch of Unknown and put them in water. Putting it in
Oil
effort.
them.
Okay, I know the correct answer is putting them in inedible because they're rocks, but I would like to think that they're made of pasta, so can we put them in delicious?
They're not made of rocks.
Are they not made of rock?
They're just cycle
Like-
types.
Oh.
They're just weird letter creatures.
I mean, there's not much to them, so inefforted, but you could make alphabet soup.
Because you can eat these if you have a lot of them.
There
Wait,
is a
also,
lot of them.
you may not even need a lot of them because unknown are actually large for what you think they look like.
Yeah, they're like about the size of your head.
Yeah, but they're still real thin, apart from the eye.
They're just made out of noodle. You just slurp them.
Okay, Wobbuffet. I
feel
don't
like
know if you could
like
eat Wobbuffet.
would be really chewy.
No, okay, so here's the thing to understand about Wobbuffet. The actual Pokemon is the tail, and everything else is a defense mechanism.
Oh yeah.
And I believe there's like discussion in some of the Pokedex entries about cutting it open and not finding any organs or anything. I have to imagine this thing is mostly fat. So like there might be something on there to eat, but you'd have to try really hard to find it.
And even if you did,
weird
and even if you
Wobbuffet
did eat the
was
real
psychic.
Pokemon, even if you did eat the real Pokemon, just a black tail, there's not much there. So
You ever had a beaver tail?
I think this is efforted.
Yeah. I'm trying to.
I think it's
Longest. Like Chuck, Duran. It would be very tender because it doesn't move a lot. Tail hidden, Chuck. Each. Newer attack. Oh wait, I know what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of some fan and TV tropes thing. So, efforted.
yeah.
Yeah.
Giraffe or egg? How does giraffe?
Okay, so-
how does giraffe taste?
I have never eaten a giraffe, but from what I've heard is it's actually quite salty. Like naturally
Okay.
salty for some reason. Other than that, it's fairly but flavorful. So I think this is probably not quite delicious, but up there.
Right.
Like all
it's
right.
probably all right.
I'm okay with all right as well.
Right.
Well,
Pineco and
maybe
Fortress.
this would be
So they're-
better because it's not as extreme dimensions as a giraffe.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, Pineco is just a pine cone.
You can eat pine cones.
Well, no, they're bagworm. They're
Oh,
bagworm pine cones.
People make
And one
soup
of them
out
is-
of bagworms.
Oh, okay. So, all right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Alright,
probably
for one of
I'd
them.
say efforted because you got to get the bagworm out of the bag.
you just boil it.
Okay, I'd put
But you still got to
Pineco and-
separate out after you boil it.
Pineco and tentative Fortress at efforted simply because you'd have to cut open
Pry open a steel shell.
Fortress seems like this is a thing like you would prepare like a coconut. Like you're gonna have to like go through the whole
Or like a-
process.
or like a clam.
Yeah.
I think but the thing is a clam as a crackable. If this is like a steel shell, you're gonna need power tools.
You'll need the jaws of life, but god damn it, you're gonna do it.
Or chestnut.
Dunsparce, a snake. I feel like this would be a delicacy because
Is
Dunsparce
this-
is so rare.
So this is one of those things where is this poisonous?
No, it's just normal.
It's
No.
It's Shukinoko.
I meant like in the Pokedex, does it say it's poisonous?
Not that I recall.
Then I think this would be delicious, if not a delicacy.
Yeah.
I'm okay
It
with it.
would be a delicacy because it's so rare.
Yeah, because it's based off of the
Shukinoko.
yeah. I would say delicacy as well.
Oh, it's Gligar that I'm thinking of that's like poisonous.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
it's ground flying and also has venom.
Yeah, it's
So,
also like a
It would
scorpion.
basically just be a scorpion.
Which means I think if you cut the
Well, it's
tail
a
off, you'd
flying
probably
scorpion.
fine.
So
You think it would be an all right?
so scorpions taste quite a
I-
bit like prawns.
Yeah, pretty
Um,
similar.
and so scorpions taste like prawns meat beef jerky.
Right.
That sounds
Except
This is probably
except-
going delicious.
Except crunchier, generally. But yeah.
Probably going
so
delicious because those balls are big.
on one hand, it's kind of fat. On the other hand, it is. So
It
yeah,
is what?
on one hand, it's fat, like fatter because it's got like a round torso and the big claws.
uh-huh.
On the other hand, it's flying all the time, so it's probably gonna be leaner meat.
Yeah,
So
quite.
I mean, it's
just-
light.
yeah. I mean, it is flying type. So yeah, I guess let's put this in. Where do we want to put it? All right, or delicious.
I'd say I'd say the tentative or alright is what I put it.
All right.
that'd be an all right because, like, yeah, you said it tastes like prawn or jerky or whatever, and these are big claws. You'd eat this like a crab.
What kind? How big are they? What kind of claws are they?
Were you not looking?
They're like
No.
big crab
Oh
claws.
my god! I was trying to make a fucking sponge. Big meaty claws. Okay, never mind. Next
Okay,
Pokemon.
Steelix is inedible. We're not going through this again.
Inedible. It's literally rocks that have been coated in metal.
Well, now I'm gonna actually because I think you could eat Steelix if you
Well,
really
It's
try.
technically a steel ground type.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how it evolves is you get a metal coat with an
You
onyx.
just-
So
you
it's
just-
literally an onyx that's been plated in steel.
You heat it up and you
Yes,
you eat it that way.
You see Avery in the last episode. Onyx was Steg's actually tangent.
I thought he. I
Okay,
thought.
dog.
I don't give a shit. It's still inedible.
I thought
Yeah,
Chris had
that's where
several
we put it.
actuallys. Like if there's a rock type in the inedible, that was Chris's actually.
All right, we have Snubble and Granbull dogs.
I have never ate dog. I have ate coyote. These are significantly more meaty than a coyote. So I don't know.
Thing is, I've heard the
Put
curry
it
don't
all right.
taste that good. Am I
Coyote's
right
not
on
that great. Coyote's very lean,
I'd
very
say-
gamey, kind of musky.
Well, didn't you say
Oh.
just to put
Ooh.
vinegar and everything? That's musky. Stinky.
That's
Vinegar
if it's
is
got a
something
lot.
else that's
That's if
not
it's got a lot of like ammonia. Because
Ah,
you neutralize the ammonia with vinegar.
gotcha.
I feel like these would just go in all right because nonetheless they are just mammals,
Yeah,
Okay.
which are considerably easier to eat. And like half the shit on this list.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I don't-
we have the pufferfish with this.
The thing is, this either efforted or delicacy.
Okay. So the thing is, Beth, pull up the pufferfish skeleton again.
Oh my god.
I can't pull it up. I can't tab away from this. I'd have to close the tab. Like
Alright.
I could close the tab. The list will come back up as it would normally. Nothing's going to change. It would just take a while to load back in.
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
So has to
So
load back in all this.
Chris, before I upload this, I will like flash the pufferfish skeleton.
you
Yeah, I will. I'll remember.
you'll forget.
I will
Forget
remember.
before.
I'll flash my cock and balls.
So here's the thing: regular quillfish, I could see the argument for delicacy. Hisuian quillfish will kill you.
How would Hisuian quillfish kill
they-
you more over regular quillfish?
Because
Quillfish.
it's pure poison, isn't it?
Poison dark.
Okay. Then yeah, kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I said it's either efforted or delicacy.
What if we meet in the middle
would
and
put-
say? Oh, sorry.
I would put Hisuian in efforted, and then the regular in delicacy.
Yeah. I can see that.
Okay. Okay, we're probably not get to Overquill for a long time, but I'm pretty sure Overquill is hospital.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It's a
Okay,
it's
so-
a sea mine. Like
It's a poisonous sea mine. Right,
sea
but
mine?
Sizzle.
Yeah, we put
Sizz-
Scyther in all right.
Thing
I
is,
feel like this
Sizzle.
would go.
Thing is, Sizzle is like cracking a lobster, but on hard mode.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it would go the category below Scyther because it's just harder to get to.
Yeah,
Okay.
I could see
I think
that.
like you'd need power tools.
The jaws of life and death.
A Shuckle, which is mold.
and also retreats into a shell made of rock.
It also canonically makes all kinds of juice with berries. And so,
like ferments things.
so my take with Struckle is: do any of you guys remember? I don't know if you ever had them. As a kid, there was those like the laboratory things that you got where you basically made candy.
Please, God, no.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was one where it was basically like it looked like Play-Doh spaghetti, but it was edible and it tasted vaguely like berries, and not berries as in this tastes like a strawberry. It was this is wild blue raspberry and charcoalberry and shit that was made in a lab, doesn't actually exist in nature. This is what Shuckle tastes like to me.
Very.
Yeah. Here's my thing: is I think it would be efforted because if you take its defense stats as like gospel, that shell would be real fucking hard.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure if you kill this thing, you could just like pull it out through one of its holes.
Yeah, but even
Yeah.
that is still effort to like have to like I don't know, fucking Egyptians pulling them fucking brain out the nose.
Maybe it's like a
That
muscle.
hard, you just grab it by the neck.
No, I was gonna say maybe it's like a muscle. You boil it, and then it just kind of falls out of the shell.
Yeah, it just sort of spills out. I think this would go alright.
Also, Beth, I don't know if you ever tried to pull a turtle out of its shell by just yanking on its head. That doesn't really work.
Yes, but hang on a second, let me look up. You have to understand its body is more or less amorphous. God damn it.
Yeah, I think the hardest part would probably be killing the Shuckle in the first place.
What did Shuckle ever do to you? To deserve to be
fuckled
murdered?
with Shuckle.
Whoa. Hey.
You'd hit it with a hammer and it'd use counter and kill you.
Okay, so alright, tentative. I'm thinking tentative.
Yeah, I'm thinking tentative.
I mean,
I'm thinking all right, but yeah.
Alright, we have Heracross, another bug, which is a very large bug. Do you know anything about eating beetle steg?
So what I know is
I've eaten beetles.
what I know is when you're eating beetles, you have to be careful because quite a few are poisonous.
From what I understand, rhinoceros/stag beetles tend not to be.
Yeah, specifically rhinoceros beetles are actually eaten range. You cannot eat the shell. The shell is far too hard to soften it. So basically, you have to peel and eat them like you would a crab or a lobster.
Yeah.
And basing off of Heracross's love of sweetness, I believe this would be a very sweet meat to like consume.
Oh yeah, it would probably be delicious. It'd just be kind of difficult to get to.
Yeah, because like we're going into this with like bugs are basically like crabs and lobsters, except these are really big bugs, so they're more delicious. Okay, we've got weasels and poisonous weasels. You know anything about eating weasel steg?
They are very musky.
They're very musky. I'm not really quite sure. Although these would probably be, so they're not like long, slinky boys. So their meat's probably gonna be different tasting.
Yeah, I think they haven't got much meat.
Maybe more like Wolverine, honestly.
Yeah, I think I'd say tentative, just because there's not much meat on a standard Sneasel. His Syrian Sneasel probably inedible or hospital.
So yeah, I was gonna say regular Sneasel is probably gonna be alright. Hisuian's probably gonna be efforted.
Yeah, efforted. Because so Avery, you see, we have like Nidorino, Nidoking, Nidoqueen, a lot of poisonous stuff in efforted because you might still be able to eat it. It would just require a lot of preparation to get rid of all the poison parts.
Alright, fair enough.
Preparation.
Like with Hisuian Sneasel, you'd have to like clear out the arms at least. Bears.
I would say tentative just because bear is really annoying to prepare and have.
Does
and it tastes
trigonosis exist in the Pokemon world?
It's called.
Trichinosis. It's called
I mean, viruses exist. We know that much.
Okay, so I feel like Teddy Ursa would go on a higher tier than Ursaring simply because it's lower on the food chain and less likely to have trichinosis.
I mean, that's the thing with bears is because bears are omnivores, their meat is actually usually better tasting than a lot of pure carnivores.
I think it's just older and larger bears that tend to taste not as good because larger bears tend to eat more meat.
You just cut off Ursaring's. You cut off Teddy Ursa's paws and suck on them like lollipops.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
It's like a bloody stump. I'm putting this in delicious. Fuck y'all. And I'll put the other one in all right.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
No. If you're putting Teddy Ursa in delicious, because Ursaring has an evolution, so Ursaring is not the final form. So put Ursaring in
It was the final form for a very long time.
I thought we put Ursaring in like. You put Teddy Ursa in delicacy or delicious.
Oh, I'd put him in delicious.
All right, then put
Because it's like
Ursaring in all
young
right.
animal meat. People like that shit.
You put Ursaring in all right.
Which
That's what
she
I did.
has.
All right, sorry, I couldn't see for a second because the stream was
Glaucoma.
loading.
Okay, so we have slug mode Macargo.
These are lava.
Okay, the thing to understand. The thing to understand about these is they're not literal lava, but they are silicon-based organisms. When you kill them, they would just harden up.
They would just turn
be
back to
inedible, but
stone.
not hospital.
Okay.
I think they would be inedible, but not hospital. It would be like trying to eat dried lava. You're not going to eat hot lava.
The thing is, with Macargo, because apparently the inside of its shell's like 4,000 degrees or something dumb, according to the Pokedex.
Yes,
So
but they're dead.
I know if you let me finish,
Ooh.
it would take a long time before it's cool enough to eat. Is my point.
Yeah, this is going in inedible.
Okay. So next we have Swinub and Pillow Swine, which are like pig mammoths.
So
pigs
delicacy?
Swinub's a pig. Piloswine's a really fatty pig. How would that change it?
Boar is fucking delicious.
Well, I was gonna say I wanted to mention mammoths, the mammoth part of it, real fast, because we're gonna get to mammoth swine later. But so
it is more a big mammoth.
Mammoths were eaten by people for hundreds of thousands of years.
Let's ask.
We actually have written records of people like eating mammoth, like frozen mammoth, like it came out of the permafrost and ate it. Unfortunately, all of them describe it as it tastes like freezer burned meat.
I mean, it would.
Imagine that.
But based off of what an elephant tastes like, you would have. Sorry, the internet's loading for some. Still loading.
The thing is, here's my thing though: is it's not really an elephant. It's more just a gigantic pig with big tusks, more than a mammoth.
You also have to understand, until Gen 4, the mammoth thing wasn't a factor at all. And in fact, mammoth swine is more of a pig than it is a mammoth. It is more a mammoth-shaped pig.
I was going to say, people say that elephant meat tastes like venison, but it's actually more tender.
Oh, even better. There you go.
Yeah. However, if you cook it wrong, it tastes like rubber.
I mean, people eat turkey all the time, and if you cook that wrong, it's nasty. So,
yeah.
Corsala. Coral and dead coral.
It's one coral, live coral stings, and when it dies, it just leaves behind a rocky skeleton. So,
I mean,
there are certain corals which you can eat. There are certain corals that will kill you if you put them in your mouth.
This is
Thing
going
is-
to be efforted at least for
Yeah.
at least the regular Corsola.
Well,
'Cause I'm
my
thinking of the
thing
SpongeBob episode.
is you would need to scrape off its surface. That would be the only part that's edible.
Yeah,
Well, you can
and
also
the
make
other
coral soup
Corsola isn't it?
by just dumping it in this pot and boiling it. Also, why is
Like,
Galarian
this-
Corsola not a rock type? It's literally just the rock.
Dead.
Ghost rock.
Because like the stalks are like ectoplasm. There's nothing you can do there.
Ghost rock. Should have been Ghost rock.
Okay,
Anyway.
so we have triggerfish into octopus.
Remoraid
The moral,
probably be alright.
I would put this in delicious, honestly.
However, Octillery goes in delicacy because octopus is
Yep.
fucking delicious.
So here's the thing with octopus. I for the longest time hated octopus until I realized that I don't like eating the tentacles, which is how it's served 90% of the time. I find octopus. I like minced octopus used in meatballs and stuff like that.
I mean, fair, but I'm also like a slut for takoyaki.
Yeah,
so, you know.
takoyaki's pretty good.
Well, takoyaki is minced octopus, right?
Yeah, it's been stopped.
Sometimes minced octopus, sometimes it's a chunk of tentacle.
Yeah, so the ball as a whole for takoyaki is not like a minced octopus ball. The octopus is inside the ball, and then it's like batter. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought it was like when you're making a crab cake. You like
No, it's
Well,
like
there's a couple different ways to make crab
batter around a piece of octopus.
there's the crab cake where everyone and their mother makes it, and it's not that great because it's basically meatloaf but with crab. And then there's the crab cakes that I like, where it's basically croquette stuffed with crab and cheese.
I love my mom's weird ass crab cakes. I don't know what I was trying to say. Actually, never mind.
Delibird.
Delibird. Penguin.
How do you feel about eating Santa?
How do penguins taste? Never had
Okay, don't answer that. Don't answer that, Nick. I know what you're going to say about eating Santa.
Okay.
Well, judging by the sheer amount of
You
milk and
love large
cookies
fat
he
man coming down your chimney.
judging by the sheer amount of milk and cookies he eats, you would assume his flesh would have to. So penguins often taste. They've been described as tasting such as if a piece of beef, a codfish, and a duck were roasted in a pot together.
And also would be extremely fatty.
Yeah.
Would you want to put this in delicious or all right?
Delicious. Why not?
Delicious. And then he has a
It's
sack.
Delibird. This is the highest ranking he'll ever get in any team.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
Fucking hell.
because Iron Bundle took all his glory.
Now, it's
Mantine.
Man thinks sees
People do eat
Mantine?
rays.
Oh yeah, skate, which is what we call rays. They're like cooked here, are fucking delicious. So
Yeah, so I'd say
This is like
yeah,
a man
pretty good.
ray.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a type of ray. Yeah.
Delicious.
Is it Man Ray?
I mean, no, but it's as close as you're gonna get.
Skarmory.
I'd say
I'm thinking
I'd say
KFC.
I'd say efforted, because there probably is meat in there. It's just gonna be a pain in the ass to get to.
I'd say tentative to effort because there is meat in there, but like there's no meat in the wings. The wings are all literally just blades.
So there'd be and even the body is like covered in steel, so it would be a pain in the ass.
There's also clear.
Okay. You'd be able to pull the legs off and get at it through there because there'd have to be a gap in the armor between the legs and the body.
Well,
Yeah, it would be a pain in the ass.
There's clear seams on it. So my thing is, you take some of its blade wing bits, and you use that as like a wedge, like you would do into a crab to like break the shell, and that's how you get to the inside of it.
My only point
I'd
is still
say this is-
significantly harder to prepare than a chicken. Is my point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's how I met your mother.
It's like effort it is where you have to like pull out poisonous spines and boil it and treat it and all this shit to actually be able to eat it.
You gotta romance it before you cook it.
Like we put Alola, Diglett, and Dugtrio in efforted because those things probably have fiberglass in them.
But fiberglass is so tasty. That's why I'm like the way I am today because of it.
All right, more dogs.
these are hellhounds.
Spicy.
I imagine they'd be kind of sulfury.
I'm thinking stew.
Spicy. I
Thinking
think we
he's
should maybe put
stew.
these in tentative, as Avery pointed
Yeah.
out. Right, Kingdra, we have another seahorse, but one that's bigger.
I think Aphrodite, along with the others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not as meaty as the other two.
I mean, it is bigger, but yeah, I guess it does. It's mostly skeleton.
Yeah, and my ass is big too, but can you eat it? No. I don't know what that was about.
It's not that I can't; it's that I don't want to.
Damn. Even if
Okay, so we have Fancy. We have no. Shut up. Moving on. We have Fancy and Don Fan. We have like the pheasant equivalent of an elephant.
I'd say probably delicious for fan food
Yeah.
based on previous descriptions of elephant.
Yeah,
Don
it's-
fan probably be a bit tougher and kind of harder
Yeah.
to deal with.
Elephant, like Donphan, I get that. Like you could eat it, and it could probably be tasty if you cook it right. If you fuck up, it's tasting like a tire.
Yeah.
put a balsamic
Yeah, have
glaze
to
on it.
cut the rind off. Okay. Another Porygon, so that goes in inedible. Deer.
This is-
Delicious or delicacy.
yeah, delicacy.
Venison is great.
Yeah, Tahitian is good.
Delicate. Like look at that rump roast. It's gonna be amazing.
Ugh,
I'm pretty sure that's just its tail. I'm pretty certain.
Yes, that is its tail.
No,
I like to imagine that Stanley has a giant ass.
Yeah. Statler.
Yeah,
has-
I honestly hate looking at Statler. It looks like a bulldog with a coconut in its mouth and with an inflated butt cheek, as some comic online has pointed out. It's a weird jowly design for a fucking deer.
Stantler is slim thick, dumpster thick ass. Put some balsamic vinegar
Shut the
on.
fuck up! I'm going to snap your spine like a Slim Jim.
Do it.
Snap into an aura.
All right, Smeargle, another dog.
There's not much to him.
I think his tail would be
Tongue,
tasty.
though.
His tail would either be
Tongue would be full,
tasty
his
or
tail would be full of
horrible.
dye.
It depends on like if he's using like what type of paints he's using, like what base.
Yeah, and also the thing is,
It
even
is-
if it's like natural plant dyes, some like natural plant dyes taste bitter and terrible. Some wouldn't taste like
Okay,
much.
but it's not
So
it's not
it
plant
depends.
dye. That's just a fluid those things produce. The tail just produces that.
Most things that are
Dog with
bright,
lower quality.
most brightly coloured fluids in nature don't taste good.
Yeah.
I'm putting it in tentative. That sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
Take it from me, who's ingested a lot of colorful fluids in nature.
What do you mean?
Okay, we
multiple?
have
You've just
Tyrogue and
ingested
Hitmontop.
white fluid. Shut up.
What the fuck
Just
are you
Put
talking?
him next Hitmonchan.
I feel like Tyrogue would be efforted like Hitmonlee because it's scrawny.
Yeah.
I feel like Hitmontop would have more. Would it have more or would it have less?
I think it has less.
I think I like
Yeah.
Hitmontop's beta design more because they give him like an actual third leg,
Oh,
not just
oh
the
my,
weird tail.
really?
It looks terrible. No, it does not look good. I really like Hitmontop. The Beta Hitmontop looks like a fucked up freak because it has like 3 legs and 3
Oh
eyes.
shit!
Yeah, the thing is what bothers me so much about Hitmontop is like what they did to him in the 3D models.
I mean, how do I put this nicely?
do you
The only
mean?
way that I'm thinking,
They
like,
have him standing vertical and never spinning.
the only way that I'm
yeah,
thinking,
he just stands and kind of steps side to side rather than spinning on his
He
head
does
like he's supposed
he
to.
does the what the hell's this? The Carlton.
Yeah, the shuffle.
the only way that I'm seeing you eat a Hitmontop like feasibly is like making head cheese out of its head, and that's gross.
Is that what head cheese is?
Yeah, you boil like the head of a cow or something, and with all that gelatin and like viscera and shit, it turns into into an aspic, I believe, and yeah, people eat that apparently.
Uchum. It would go in tentative with the same as Jinx.
Yeah.
I feel like you could.
Tastes like racism.
Oof. I feel like you could just pop smooch 'em into your mouth.
I mean,
Here's a hot take with Smoochum. I think Smoochum would take. This is maybe a very core memory that none of you have. Have y'all ever ate lipstick?
No.
I'm imagining. I can imagine what it is. I'm kind of thinking we put Smoochum in the tier above Jinx simply because it is younger and babies taste better. I've watched Snowpiercer. I brought this up last episode.
I think Smoochum stays where it's at because every time I think of eating Smoochum, my mind goes back to putting on lipstick thinking it was chapstick and then getting it on my tongue and just licking it and being like, "Ugh, ugh, ugh."
I do know what you I do
Slice the lips off with a meat slicer.
Chris, I do know what you mean. I do that too when I put chapstick on, and then it's like, fuck, my lips are more chapped than ever.
Well, no, that's you put on the chapstick.
Why your lips chapped, or?
Because it's cold over here, you dumbass. My lips are losing moisture every time I go out into the cold air.
It's like below freezing.
Yeah. And this is not some weird euphemism of like, oh, I like to eat ass. It's an actual medical thing.
I do, but that's unrelated to the question.
You should put more chapstick or petroleum jelly on your lips. Also, wax would work. You work at Bath and Body Works, just put candle wax on it. Just a little bit.
I'm putting
like beeswax.
All right with Electabuzz.
Okay.
That works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we put Magmar. We put Magmar in Delicious because it's a bird. It's a standing bird. I'm pretty sure Magby would also apply.
Yeah, put it up there with Milfmar.
Okay, Milk Tank. So Milk Cow specifically. Would that go in Delicious or Delicacy?
Delicious.
Delicious.
Delicacy, actually.
Yeah. Alright, like, okay, so, like, you're not supposed to eat milk like cows, right?
You can. There's nothing stopping it.
You can. People have been like for centuries, like having like a cow for milk, and then when it stops producing milk,
bottom of the deepest sea have been shrouded in mystery.
What? They literally just milked it till it stopped producing milk, then they ate it.
Oh, damn. They milked it until they stopped producing milk, just like all my first dates.
That's the very thing of like you do with chickens, and when they stop producing eggs or when they start eating their own eggs, you eat the chicken.
Oh.
Why the fuck would they do that?
So it's something they do that to like try and get back minerals, and it's a common thing if you do not have a rooster around after a while. A lot of older chickens will begin eating their eggs because they know their eggs won't hatch.
But does milk cow taste any better or worse than regular cow?
It kind of just depends on how old the cow is.
Yeah. If you
Like, so
I guess-
most of the time, it's just like on par with like average beef most of the time.
if we're talking for milk tank, if we're talking about Whitney's milk tank, I would say that would be hospital because I feel like Whitney intentionally poisoned her milk tank.
It's Mill Tank. There's no
Oh.
T.
My apologies.
Or, I mean, there's no
Well,
K.
okay. A large part of
There's no
beef's
second K.
a large part of beef's flavor comes from what they eat, and Miltank uses milk drink all the fucking time. So, what would a cow that drinks a lot of milk taste like?
Very fatty.
Jeez.
Beef sugar.
Yeah, I want to say it might go up to delicacy because it's like one of the only milk producing Pokemon in the game, but also like milk isn't a delicacy.
I remember seeing a Miltank comic where it was just like, it's like, oh, I'm feeling real exhausted, real, and then they milk themselves, and then they drink the milk, and they're like, I'm fully refreshed.
Well,
It's
the
like,
thing is, the way I've heard milk drink used or described or theorized in Pokemon would be that they have some internal means of accessing their own milk. They wouldn't like have to like bend over and suck their own their own nipples.
But that's way funnier though.
Oh god, I picked a wrong
Blissey
side.
delicacy.
But then when they use milk drink on another Pokemon, they just grab onto their head and it's like, suck on my titty.
Yeah, Blissey delicacy because it looks
But you used it.
it looks really soft and delicious, and it comes with a free egg.
Yeah, egg.
Yeah, it is a bird shaped like an egg.
Egg. I'm losing my fucking mind.
Yeah, milk drink has only ever been used once in the anime, and it's just Meowth sucking milk tank.
Oh, whoa.
They probably don't depict it anymore for that exact reason. We're into the legendary animals. So,
That
no,
you've
we're
got
not.
saber-tooth tiger,
No,
you've
yeah, we are.
got a lion dog, and you've got a panther.
Sorry, I looked at Larvitar. I'm like, oh no, we're not. But then Joe did a fucking weird thing. We have 3 legendaries before we have the pseudo legendary.
They kind of do that a lot because was it the 3 legendary birds before Dragonite?
I
don't think so.
I have the list open. Yes,
Yeah.
he's right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, fair enough. But I don't think generally big cats probably don't taste that good. Generally, apex predators tend not to taste.
No, they're not the worst thing. As someone who's eaten like cougar before,
No, that's the thing. Is mountain lion / cougar is kind of a
Have you eaten
exception.
cougar before?
I'm doing my best to keep my mouth shut because I've been.
I was literally waiting for your joke.
I'm trying to be good for once.
Don't
Yeah,
fight
but
your nature.
That's the thing. Is mountain lions are like a well-known exception to being just tasting good. So I don't know.
There's bobcat as
It's-
well. I've had bobcat.
This is saber-tooth tiger.
So bobcat. Yeah. So okay, this is fucking me nerding out.
We're gonna eat bobcat Goldwave.
So, as far as modern cats and what is most closely related to modern cats, it is not, despite having the name of tiger in the name, the most closely related relative of the saber-toothed tiger, Smilodon, and like the other saber-toothed cats, are not big cats. They're more closely related to stuff like clouded leopards, and then I believe like lynxes and bobcats. So, going off of bobcat, bobcat is kind of mild, kind of bland, slight gaming flavor. It's kind of like red meat, but not like as robust as red meat flavor. Some people
I'm
have
getting
said
the
if you
feeling-
cook it right, you get veal flavor. But yeah,
I'm getting the feeling that all 3 of these are going to end up in all right.
all right.
I'm trying to hold in the giggles.
Cougar.
Cougar.
Okay, it's not super funny when you do it, Avery, because it sounds like a personal attack. I'm kidding. No.
Cougar and a bear.
Fucking cougar.
Larvitar, like rock, like stony reptiles. The pupae.
Probably wouldn't be too good, honestly. And I don't think there'd be much meat under the kind of shell.
I
like-
remember. I mean,
I mean,
Tyranitar is
turtles
basically just a
have thick
kaiju.
shells, and people eat turtles.
Yeah, but turtles are especially delicious, though. So
There is a Godzilla novelization, one of them, I don't remember which one it was, where there's a whole chapter describing just a chunk of Godzilla's flesh falls off, talking about how it smells like burning rubber, and then everybody in the area dies.
Jesus.
Yeah, smell it, but Godzilla is also radioactive.
Yeah, I know that. I know that's not relative here. I just wanted to bring it up.
Okay.
Is he waking up to
I
ash
feel like
and
these would
dust?
go into. I feel like these would go in tentative to efforted because I feel like given they eat a lot of dirt, it wouldn't taste very good. I feel like they'd all go in efforted actually.
yeah, and with like
I mean-
Tyranitar canonically being as like physically strong as it is, I feel like that meat would be.
I mean, like,
Okay.
I was gonna say there are animals that we eat that eat dirt. Crabs
Okay.
and
Earthworms.
crabs and catfish.
They eat a lot of dirt though.
Yeah, but the thing is, the crabs that aren't eating the dirt like for the dirt. Tyranitar and Co are eating the dirt for the dirt.
Why are you making Tyranitar and Co sound like a bunch of preschoolers? Just eating dirt.
Larvitar is the small form. Okay, I think I know where Ho-Oh and Celebi are going. Where are we putting Lugia? Like
Just okay. So
It's a
Lugia.
water bird,
beluga bird.
even though it's not a water type. It's a water bird.
It's a fish bird.
I don't
I
know.
It's
think-
more like a whale bird, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
gonna
think
be.
this would. I think it would be quite tasty, honestly.
Yeah, it's gonna be blubbery, but it's gonna be like good blubber.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in delicious.
Blubber.
Okay, and I think Ho-Oh and Celebi obviously go in delicacy. Like,
Sure.
Ho-Oh is a delicious phoenix. It's practically a giant turkey. Celebi is a mythical onion.
Yeah.
You will see God when you eat celebi. If you
Why
eat,
is Lugia not a water type?
I don't know.
because then it'd have an advantage over Ho-Oh. That's literally the reason.
Then don't make it the god of the sea.
Because then he couldn't hide a convicted
Well, you
felon in
see,
his Snowland.
you see, audience. It's because Steg is a basic bitch who says things
Ooh.
like this and things like Flygon should be a bug type because it looks like a bug. Because it's not a meaningful change. It's just doing the obvious thing. Why aren't you doing the obvious thing? He's doing the NPC face right now at me through the phone line.
Oh yes, because it's such a maybe it's such a basic take to say that pumpkin pie tastes good, but it doesn't mean that pumpkin pie doesn't fucking taste good.
Mom, Dad, stop fighting!
By fuck.
All right.
Avery, I'm
Well,
scared.
this has been this episode.
That is Johto.
Avery, please help me.
I would love to, but I've got nothing to suggest.
We gotta parrot trap Chris and Beth. Get him. Bye, everyone. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about anymore.
Goodbye.
Pretty sure if we tried to I'm pretty sure if we tried to parrot trap each other, one of us would kill the other.
I was say Parrot Trap is actually a really fucked up movie when you think about it. Like,
And stop